एक मिनट ना. Cool.
Hey guys, welcome to Top Percentile. Just share the link on the group so people can join. Yeah, let's see.
Hey guys, hi Harish. Please like the video as you join, guys.
Harish, this is Shreekanth, not Aditya.
Hi Harish, I'm Shreekanth. Okay. Rishabh has asked 80 days is enough for JBIMS. Yes, more than enough, Rishabh. If you look at it in terms of how much you need to prepare, it is more than enough. So just to give you an example, uh, like what do you think is a number of questions you would require to solve, to crack JBIMS? So I would think roughly around 100 questions every day. And how many questions total, if anyone would ask, I would say around, you know, some might crack JBIMS in by solving 2,500 questions, that is 25 days to put it in numbers. Or some might say 20 mocks into 200 questions is 4,000 questions, that is 40 days. So 80 days is double of that, obviously. So you have try to look at in things in a way where you can quantify it. So I think, yeah, 80 days are more than enough. And also, and I would also agree, in our batch, every year, I'm talking only about the people who are in the open category. That means the people who have scored more than 99.95. At least out of those 40, around 10, 20 maybe people are the ones who started preparing at the time of 60 to 80 days in those windows itself. So I think it's a perfectly good time. You can also go watch our toppers interviews. They have also mentioned it a couple of times how many days they have prepared. It's usually 2 to 3 months, or not more than that. So I think, yeah, there is sufficient time.
Yeah, like for example, I've always said this one thing to each and every person I've spoken to, that it's literally about 1 month of very hard work. It's like proper hard work that you put in during 1 month. You can cover the syllabus, you can do sectionals, you can cover each and every topic in that 1 month. Our course is something that you can finish in around 2 weeks. Like people have done it around 17 days, I think, our entire course. And this was along with solving practice questions, and they had the entire day to do to solve. So obviously that part of it will vary. But 30 days is more than enough. Like 30 days, I'm saying. You're asking for 80 days. So what do you do after 30 days? Shreekanth has made a video about 7 weeks to CET. We made a video about 2 months to CET. It's a couple of things. So if you just see the plans, it's always a similar thing. It's about finishing syllabus first, then with that doing topic-wise tests, then going to sectionals. Then after that, you kind of go into more depth about. I'm sorry, Aman just texted. I'm sorry. I'll come back to that, Aman. But basically, the idea here is that whenever it comes to, once you're done with the portion, you are moving on to other things. For example, you move on to mocks. You will focus on taking mocks and maximizing the score that you can get in that period of time. So 30 days is more than enough then to prepare for CET. 80 days is huge. 30 days, like 30 days is essential. Like 30 days of hard work is essential. Anything above that is bonus, where you'll be taking mocks. So anybody who has a question, 80 days with job, 70 days, 60 days, 30 days. I'm saying 30 days is perfect. Like 30 days is what you need of hard work. But the caveat here is that you have to put in the hard work. If you're putting in the hard work, it's great. If you're not putting in the hard work, then obviously JB is not going to happen. That's the end of it. Like, that's how it happens.
True.
So, yeah.
And also, I'd like to add this thing that once the days are approaching, it's 80 days, and then after 10 days it will be 70 days, after 20 days it will be more or less. So what
Right.
do you do exactly is you need a proper plan. You need a proper place where you can go and get the entire content for CET preparation in one place. And for that, that is the only reason why we started, the top percentile course actually. So we have around 250 plus practice tests in our course, more than 85, concept builders. Apart from that, we have 40 plus sectional tests and more than 40 or 20 plus mocks. So if you calculate all of these comes around, more than 8,000 questions. So even if you solve 100 questions every day, you still won't be able to complete the entire course of the top percentile. Apart from this, there are 40 plus videos in which we have solved more than 20 plus questions. So if cumulatively, there are more than 10,000 questions in our course. So you don't, need to, go for a, separate books from somewhere or go for this, etc. And a lot of people ask me questions that, कि ये book किया तो चलेगा क्या? Like I have this book for this preparation, and also there are so many PDFs circulating in the WhatsApp groups. Ki 500 questions arithmetic, 500 arithmetic questions, or 100 puzzle questions, etc., etc. So there is no need to solve these questions. If you properly look into these PDFs now, these are the same questions which are there in our top percentile course, in our practice test, and in our sectional. So you don't need to jump onto a different PDF or a different sectional test each and every day. You just focus on completing your syllabus. You have one particular course in your hand, finish it off. That is a perfect way for your preparation. Everything is in one place. Also, the doubts are clarified by us itself who are from JBIMS. We will be be able to give you a better approach to approach a different types of questions. So for example, I have a question here which says, can you guide for critical reasoning question? So Revati has asked this question. So this is a very interesting question. For example, do you guide someone to solve a critical reasoning question? So I generally tend to tell this in my mentorship session. So I'm going to tell one of those answers over here as well. So when you look at a critical reasoning question, so there are roughly around 12 questions of critical reasoning in LR section. You could take around 2 minutes or 3 minutes for one critical reasoning question, and even then you wouldn't get the correct answer. The author might have inferred something from the life experiences which he had, and he had written a paragraph about it, and then he had asked a question, what could be the inference basis this question? And then his inference would be something else compared to your inference, because your mind is functioned to work in a different way. So in this position, if you think option B is the correct answer, the answer would be option C. Now, what people, students generally tend to think is कि यार मुझे critical reasoning आ ही नहीं रहा, क्योंकि 10 से 12 critical reasoning question में मेरे सिर्फ 3 या 4 ही correct होते हैं. And even after solving 50, 60, 70, 100 critical reasoning questions, अभी भी वही होता है. So the main difference over here is why these questions are in the CET paper, that you have to understand. So CET paper, the CET paper setters are very smart. If they give 200 easy questions to 1 lakh students, everyone is going to score a 99.99 percentile, right? So that is the catch over here. So they have put these critical reasoning questions in CET for you to break your pace, to break your time, to make you think over a particular question more than the amount of time which is required for that question. So be very, very about these critical reasoning questions. Ki, should I spend more time on this particular question? Yeah. How do I exactly prepare for this question? So what the best you can do is from your part is to read a lot of critical reasoning question, practice a lot of questions, and even after that, if you're not able to solve, give a proper time limit to that question. More than 30 seconds is not advisable, or more than 1 minute is not advisable for any question. If it is taking more than 1 minute, it is not worth your time. So understand, try to move on from that particular question. In my case, I used to completely leave critical reasoning question because they are very ambiguous. Some might say that B should be the course of action. Some might say that C should be the course of action. People will tend to argue, and that is what the CET test takers want you to do. They want you to waste your time. They want you to think you are marking this question wrong. But in the grand scheme of things, there are 200 questions, and there are only particular questions which you can skip, and critical reasoning are one of those questions. But yeah, there are also easy questions in these 12 questions. So try to solve those questions, but don't try to get 100 out of 100 in any critical reasoning section. I think that would be my answer. What do you think, Anay?
For me, it was 1 minute per question in critical reasoning. And if you actually want to get good at it, I would suggest CAT is like you would want to prepare for CAT for that. Like, those are the level that would make you good at it. I wasn't good when I took CET at critical reasoning at an accuracy around 50%. But when it came to CAT RCs, that time I had to be good at it because then there was no option because you wanted marks there. So that time I started learning from this place called GMAT Club. And I've done this during CET as well, but I focused more on it later. And here I was trying to think about, actual depth of it. But again, you can do it when there's more time, when you have 3 minutes to solve a question, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And these are RCs. So you anyway have to spend more time on these questions. But when it comes to CET, when there is such less time to solve a question, you might as well go ahead in 30 to 40 minutes, 40 seconds. You go ahead and, 1 minute is the highest, like maximum 1 minute. If in 1 minute you're not able to do it, mark something and go ahead. That's the idea here. And I think each and every topper that we've interviewed, they will say the same thing about critical reasoning because nobody can get 100 in critical and say that, oh, JP ho gaya because of critical reasoning. Like it's not a make or break section. It's khatam karke aage jao. Like, that's not the reason you got into JP. You've been able to do a lot of other things along with that. That's why you're in JP. Or you manage things better and got, manage critical reasoning and gone in like a Shreekanth and I did. Like we did other things more important. We focused on those and got through. So it's not only one thing that's going to make you there. And just a side note, Aman, he's our junior at JBIMS and he was a student of the top percentile last year. Yeah, he scored a goal against us, but then lost a football match. So we keep having these things between juniors and seniors. Like it's the first match where we played football. Gone to turf recently. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, hope it feels nice being a loser, Aman.
Yeah, the juniors will remember it for the next year.
For the rest of their life. No more football now. This is it. The seniors have beaten them. Last minute goal by Vidhan and assist by Shreekanth. So very good stuff. But Netra, about your question about full-time job in JBIMS, Shreekanth had a full-time job, Ankit had a full-time job, Aditya had a full-time, Vidhan had a full-time. It's only Harsh and I who didn't have full-time. We were studying at that time. We were in college. So I think Ankit had left his job in the second year, right? I think one year he done, right. Second year he left, but the others were doing a job with it. So it's not that, you can't do it. It's about how you manage your time. And we have mentoring sessions specifically for this, like just to let you guys know about this. Whenever we had, like recently we had a one-on-one mentoring session, we used to have these sessions and we used to talk to them about these things. What we've realized is that it's the connect that helps a lot. And that's why in our course also, we've included group mentoring sessions now, and we'll be doing that even once our jobs start. We'll be keeping that going on. But what happens over here is that we'll have a group mentoring session and then keep that only on a topic of something like this. How do you manage with a job? And then be taken by people who've done it. Like it won't be taken by me or hers because what do we give you in that? They'll tell you how they manage their time. They'll tell you how they were going around to the clients. Like I think Shreekanth was going to Bangalore. He was going to a lot of places in Nashik for a long period of time. How he's managing different things, running an entire business at the same time and doing this, right? And you'll be able to relate a lot to it. So what helps in these things is mentoring. And these things a lot, but short answer, yes, it is very much possible. We'll be making videos on this as well. And just a side note, guys, just since you've already spoken about the course, if you don't know already, we have a course for CET 2022 as of now. And this is basically an approach related course where we'll be talking about how you can approach questions faster and how you solve it much faster. Because as Shreekanth mentioned, CET is an exam where people can solve things. You might just wake up and solve CET and you'll be able to score 95% or maybe 80%, 90%. वो तो आ ही जाता है. CAT जैसा नहीं है जहाँ पे ऐसे उठ गए तो 40% आ जाता है. यहाँ पे 90% आ जाता है ऐसे. If you just solve something in come, वो हो जाता है if you do it nicely. Apart from that, but what it takes to go from a 90 percentile to a 99.99, which is what you need to get into CET, or 99.95 to get into JB, that is what we are trying to teach here, because six of us realize that we are doing something different from what others are. So each of us has taken a strong section and we divided this equally. So I've taken logical and puzzles with Vidhan. Shreekanth has taken DI because he was really good at that, and quants as well, along with Harsh. Aditya and Ankit have taken verbal and critical reasoning and visual as well. So they've done all of that. Each person has this entire thing. So even when we come on live, if you've noticed, we always mention them because we know that they are the best at it. Like if there's any question related to puzzles, I go to Shreekanth because I know he was strongest at that. But anything related to verbal, that's Ankit. Like that's how it works. And that's how we've done the course. And currently, starting from probably, I'll actually do this while Shreekanth answers the next question. I'll start the sale right now itself. So we have a flash sale going on. So it's around 1,000 rupees off on each and every course. And we still have group mentoring included and free ebooks included with the courses that don't have hard copies. So it solves everything that you would need from a course. As long as you put in the hard work, we are there to help you. You can reach out to us whenever you want. Anything related to other college admission that you've got, whatever questions you have, you can ask us. But anything that you want, please, the course is ready to buy the course. I'll just put the website link in the description. You can head on to it whenever you see the video and just start purchasing it. We've kept the discount only because you guys would want motivation. And I think one area of motivation would be the mentoring session with us. And we've been doing this
Right.
for a lot of time, so please reach out. Shreekanth, if anything to add, please go for it.
Yeah. So, for every viewer who is watching the video right now, I'd like you to, focus on what I'm going to say next. So, what do you basically, need out of an MBA? Like, what normally does a person think कि MBA करके मेरे साथ क्या हो जाएगा? So, these are the particular questions which people ask even in IIMs, even in normal tier 2 colleges or tier 3 colleges. So, what exactly is the answer? MBA करके क्या ऐसा मिल जाता है? So, basis my experience, I can say three things which I found out MBA helped me in my particular career is that first is the status quo. If you're from a tier 1 college, people recognize you, they feel that, yeah, this guy is something amazing. He's from a good B school. You get a recognition. Second, you get a better placement opportunity than the rest of the people or rest of the crowd. So yeah, this guy has this much amount of package with his hands. If he'll switch, he'll get a better package. Money is not an issue. So first is recognition. Second is money, or you could say a decent placement. What is the third thing? Third thing and the most important thing is the network. What exactly is a network? So let me answer you this in a particularly different way. For example, there is a guy who has done his engineering from a local college or in a college where he is living in or in a village college, for example. And there is another guy who has done his engineering from IIT Bombay, let's say, for example. What is the difference between these two guys? A guy from an tier 3, tier 4 engineering college and a guy from tier 1 engineering college such as IIT. The only difference is here is the networking. दोनों का syllabus same है, दोनों भी same amount. Like if he is studying civil engineering and this guy is also studying civil engineering, syllabus दोनों का same है, उतना ही वो लोग के पास facilities है, सब कुछ same है. The guy from IIT has more facilities because they have alumni, they have network. And what network exactly means is, apart from that, they have access to seniors who have achieved big things in their life because of the facilities they were given. So what I'm trying to say is the mentorship is one of the important factor over here. So a guy from IIT can decide what he has to do in his life in future by talking to his seniors who are from IIT Bombay and who have achieved particular thing in their life in this particular field. So for example, किसी ने बहुत बड़े engineering company खोल दिया है या फिर कोई बहुत बड़े management company का CEO है, he is some vice president, etc. Whereas a guy from tier 4 college or tier 3 college wouldn't find someone in their seniors or juniors या future alumni की जिसने life में इतना कुछ achieve किया. So when this particular guy, the guy from tier 4 or tier 3 college, has no access to person who has set goals in a different level or achieved something in his life, he himself wouldn't know what exactly to do with his life. So that is the reason why we are providing a mentorship program wherein we people from students from JBIMS will try to give you the insights of what exactly you should look for in your career. What is the important reason why you should go for a college like JBIMS and not nobody wakes up and targets XYZ tier 3 or tier 2 MBA college, right? Everybody prepares for CAT and CET and they are targeting college such as top IIMs, top 10 IIMs, SPJ, NFMS, JBIMS, etc., etc. Nobody, focuses or targets a lesser ranked college. The difference is the networking, and this is the reason why we are trying to bridge this gap by giving out this mentorship program. So I want you to utilize this course as fully as possible. We are there to answer each and every of your questions. So just to give you an example, last year there was a student, Nina, who called me from XYZ MBA college and he asked me what should I do. Like, I took admission in a tier 2 college and I'm not satisfied. What should I do to get into a tier 1 college? What is the difference between the tier 1 and tier 2 college? And I was able to provide him with the answer, which gave him the motivation. And then he ended up in JBIMS this year as my junior. And he got one of the best summer internship. And he thinks that he is at a better place compared to last year. Again, another student of ours last year, he got admitted into a tier 2 college in Pune. I wouldn't, name the college. He called me and asked me, what should I do? I have no motivation. I've just joined this college, but I don't know what exactly I'm going to do with my life. And that is the reason why he called me and I told him, see, these are the exact three things which you get out of an MBA college, and these are the exact three things which you should try to focus on. If you are, as I gave you the example, Abhi, ki a guy from tier 3, tier 4 engineering college and IIT wala banda, how do you bridge the gap? Abhi, what we particularly feel ki yaar, ye banda to IIT chala gaya, ye aage nikal gaya, and he is successful in his life. But I am not successful. I am maybe in a tier 2 or tier 3 college. Mera life fail ho gaya. I need a second chance in life. And exactly that is the reason why we are saying that the JBIMS will definitely, or a college like JBIMS or a top 10 MBA college, will give you that second chance in your life where you can achieve your maximum potential, where you can reach your maximum potential. And the only thing you need over here is some insights from us. Courses and everything are being sold by everyone and are equally important. But other important things which we also provide in our course is the mentorship, which is really important. You should ask from yourself to us, what exactly do you need to prepare? Where you are stuck? There are six of us with six different journeys. We will be able to provide you with different answers. For example, Netra has asked, can I do JBMS while working? So we have done that. We have made videos as well, so we can answer that in that aspects as well. So I want you to focus on these three things: recognition, money, and network. And this is the only, I can roughly say these are the three things which you get out of an MBA, and that is the only thing which you should focus on. So, try to connect with mentors, with good, whatever may be your goal, maybe, you don't have to necessarily, take mentorship from XYZ person. You can take mentorship from anyone, but the only goal is to, get the maximum out of the remaining days which you have in your hands. Yeah,
Yeah, like we have mentorship from all six of us, and you've seen our LinkedIn's. We've already interned in different places. Our finals, which will be released soon, are also final placements are also in different companies, and you'd be surprised how much variety we have in one course. And it's not only MBA guidance, it's not only CET guidance that we're giving here. Like if you've noticed the recent video that I made, I spoke only about finance for 1.5 hours. So that is what we do in sessions as well. That is what we do with students in one-on-one mentoring sessions. If someone wants to ask about CFA and everything, we speak about CFA. We don't speak about CET after a point. And that's the idea of this, right? You don't want to have this one thing. And it's not that only that my mentee can only reach out to me. I've told so many mentees to reach out to Shreekanth if I think he can answer a question better, and he'll answer it because we have time and we do that to help our students. And the thing that Shreekanth mentioned about mentoring, I feel like I was watching this podcast today itself, and that they mentioned about how in Stanford they have this entire incubator program where they don't make you do any work. You cannot be a founder, and they'll just tell you every day you have to come and give some idea of your own. It doesn't matter what the idea is, just give a business idea and go. And the people you are around, because they are already thinking so much, they already have such good ideas that even the worst of them become good startups later. And that's what Stanford does to you, right? They're just selecting the best. That's what a better college like JBIMS can do as well, because the crowd is already so good. Like we have run TTP through us, right? We've been doing it amongst ourselves, and we're all JBIMS alumni now. So we have this entire base. We have juniors who are already so entrepreneurial, seniors who have done so much in their lives, and seniors have obviously done a lot more than us. Like that's the idea here. But it's just crazy how much you can learn through networking and through mentoring. Like it's crazy. We ourselves have gone through this, and we've reached out to seniors and learned, and we've won the recognizability, the recognition that Shreekanth mentioned. We're literally wearing all of that on our t-shirts right now. So that's what helps, right? We can wear these things only because we are there and we are a part of it. And that's what matters here. That's the only thing here. And yeah, just to inform, the sale is live now, so you can head on to the website and check it out. We have 1,000 rupees off on all our courses. Obviously, the ones not including CMAT. CMAT is no longer there right now, so those packages are not really existent. But yeah, it's live. So if if anyone's interested to buy our course, please head on to our website. You would have it there. And people have asked about group mentoring or one-on-one mentoring. We have group mentoring as of now, but we also, if supposing you have many questions, you can reach out to us on chat. It's not that we are not reachable. You can easily just text us. We might take a day to respond. We might take 2 days to respond, but we respond in the end. Like we always do respond. And you just have to ask the question. We will be there to help. And I'll be very honest with you. One-on-one and group mentoring. What we have also realized is that while there is a little more person touch in one-on-one mentoring, we end up saying 80% or 70% same things to everybody. Like it's the same pattern that we're following because we know that you are in the same boat. So rather than having individual things where we're answering individual questions, we will answer all the questions together. And if more people do it, like for example, if Shreekanth and I do it together, we'll be able to give more insights at the same time. So the value per hour that you are giving to us will be a lot more rather than us having to do, more things. Like that's what the idea is here. We'll be able to provide more
Correct.
value group mentoring. So that's the idea. But I just want to make it very clear, if you guys are scoring great in mocks, we have a separate group already. If you're getting above 120, if you're a student, please reach out to us. If you've scored more than 120 or in the top 10 ranks, please reach out to us. Tell us that you're getting it, and we'll make sure that you are in a different group, and we are like, that's the motivation for you, right? That's motivation. I was a
Correct.
part of these things in a lot of coaching classes. It helped me get better. So if you are a part of our student right now, and you of our course right now, and you are scoring this, please reach out to us and tell us. If you're not, make sure you're trying to be one, and make sure they're a part of those groups, because those guys will have different sessions, and they'll also have extra sessions, right? Because again, as I mentioned, the prep levels will be different. Everyone will have these sessions, but there'll be more focused analysis on that, right? So get onto that. This is your aim. We'll be giving the knowledge to everybody, but get onto that as soon as you can. It's going to be great. And
Yeah.
for other students who are scoring well, our course is there right now, and we'll be keeping separate discounts for toppers as well. So in case you're someone who's scoring great, just stay tuned to our channel for now, right? Like this is 130 plus. We're looking at those students for now.
Yeah. So there are a couple of questions saying daily practice tests and sources for puzzles. So very simple. There are so many sources across the internet. Even as I mentioned in a couple of minutes earlier. So there are a lot of PDF, 100 puzzles, 500 puzzles, etc. But what I'd suggest, you should have one source at your hand, and I'd suggest our course in which we have around 250 plus practice tests, which covers each and every topic. Some topics have more than 2 or 3 practice tests, and each practice test has more than 20, 25, or up to 50 questions each. So if you are looking for a source to solve practice questions from puzzles or any DI or etc., go for our ebooks, go for our course, package 5, wherein there are the ebooks courses, wherein you have more than 85 plus sectional builders and 250 plus practice tests. So those will be the sources. Apart from that, whatever source you go through, they are just scattered. There is no particular. You won't feel completed कि हाँ ये PDF कर लिया तो मेरा ये part हो गया. There won't be that kind of what do we call it, a satisfaction कि हाँ ये हो गया मेरा, I've completed this course. So all the practice tests etc. are there in the course. Go through them, complete those courses, and you're good to go. Yugal has asked, except test funda, which are the best mocks for CET? So basis the 6 of us, we after which what we have given, we think that time, IMS, test funda, these 3 are couple of mocks which are decent enough. Apart from that, you can also go to other mocks as well. But we 6 of us have given these 3 mocks in common majority. So we feel these 3 mocks are good. You can connect with other toppers as well and then ask them. Their opinion might be something else. But yeah, for us, it would be test funda, time, and IMS.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've always said these things. These are the main things. I've sent the link again in the description. Someone had asked for it. So if you in the chat, so if you want, that's the website link. We don't have only mentoring available as of now in our course. And the reason we don't is because we use our course to help you better. And I mean, it's pretty nominal price. Like if you had to charge only mentoring, we would not be able to provide as much. We would not know how much to charge also at this point of time, because it's not something we're trying to do as a separate thing. Right? It's like an overall thing, right? We're helping you in the entire journey. So we thought that makes the most sense, which is why we're trying to make one package that has everything that you'd want. So as of now, we don't have only mentoring, and we'll be keeping it with the course for now. Later on, let's see how it works out. You can stay tuned to our Telegram channel for any update, or even a YouTube channel for updates. And on that note, we have around 10 videos that are scheduled over the next 2-3 weeks. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and like this video so that we know that you're liking it. Please leave comments. I keep asking this in every video, but please leave comments so that we know that it's useful to you. We want to know if you're adding some motivation or any kind of value to you. We need to know that. Otherwise, it's of no use. Then we don't know what the understanding.
You can even ask questions on the comments as well. We'll try to answer it in the next video which we're launching.
Yeah. We've been answering. In fact, I'm the one who's in charge of the YouTube comments. If you ever ask a question, it's me who's answering. So just please, I check it every day, every night before I sleep. I am checking this. So please make sure that you ask your questions. We'll be there to answer.
Now, a couple of questions wherein students are asking कि ध्यान नहीं लग रहा है, how to focus, they aren't able to prepare what exactly needs to be done. So for people who have these kind of questions, you need a proper group, you need a peer learning environment wherein you can prepare with people together with you. So what are you looking for basically? As I mentioned a couple of minutes earlier, the three things which I got out of an MBA. If you are also looking for those three things, those should be your motivating factors which you should look after. Apart from that, what why is the reason that you are not focused? What could be the reason? So the only reason what I feel is that one is laziness, and another is lack of focus, and third is no proper guidance or mentorship. What do I mean by laziness? Just to give you an example, so there was a student who was saying कि sir मेरे को arithmetic questions आता ही नहीं है, I can't solve arithmetic quants में और मुझे हो ही नहीं रहा. So I asked him a simple question: how many topics are there in arithmetic? And his answer was I don't know. So I told him to first go and check out कि कितने topics है arithmetic में. Then he told कि हाँ 10-12 topics है. After that I asked him कि हर topic के तुमने कितने questions किए आज तक? He said कि पहले दो टॉपिक के हार्डली दो या तीन क्वेश्चंस मैंने सॉल्यूशन में देखे एंड दैट्स इट, एंड आई वाजंट एबल टू सॉल्व इट, और मैंने छोड़ दिया. सो दिस इज लेजीनेस, राइट? यू नो, इफ आई गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, अगर किसी बंदे को अरिथमेटिक आता है और किसी बंदे को अरिथमेटिक से डर लगता है, दोनों में डिफरेंस यही है. The banda who knows arithmetic, he has solved at least 50 to 100 questions of that particular topic, arithmetic mein. And the guy who is afraid of that topic has not at all touched that topic because of the fear of that particular topic, या overthinking कि यार मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा, ये नहीं होगा. So your focus should be to at least give your effort from your side to solve 50 questions from each topic, and then you decide कि you know a particular topic or you don't. और दूसरा एक और चीज होता है, like couple of students who while preparing for quants, what they do is they go in the mock, they solve a particular question and they feel कि अरे ये तो बहुत hard है, they go to the next question and again वो hard हो जाता है. ऐसे 4-5 क्वेश्चन बैक टू बैक आ गया ना, they feel कि यार मुझे quants आता ही नहीं है. Whereas the thing which you need to do over here is to prepare that particular topic and then realize. For example, अगर first 5 questions hard है, what you need to do in ideal condition is to read those question and judge कि easy, medium या hard, and if it is hard you have to move on to the easier question. But how will you judge कि question easy, medium या hard है? By practicing. So if you practice more questions, the more knowledge you will have in your hand. So for example, the first 5 questions which I might feel hard and I might feel कि ये तो बहुत easy है because he has practiced that particular question. I felt hard because मैंने कभी practice ही नहीं किया, because I felt hard मैंने उसको छोड़ ही दिया completely. So this is the mistakes which are done by a lot of students, 8 out of 10 students I would say. So
I agree.
Yeah, so your main importance here is to focus. So इसीलिए आपका ध्यान निकल जाता है. You get frustrated कि यार मुझे आ ही नहीं रहा, मैं क्या करूँ. Laziness को दूर करो, anxiety, fear of particular topic को दूर करो. तीसरा, you need a proper mentor and a guidance who will give you answers like I am giving you. कि ऐसे सोच के देखो and then you do. I have given these answers to people last year as well, and they are in JBIMS right now. You can go and check out our YouTube videos for proofs, etc. Whatever. All you need is how to approach. You need someone to give a different perspective about a particular topic. किसी को लगता है कि verbal बहुत hard है. He just needs a different perspective. कोई बंदा पैदा होते से या फिर स्टार्ट प्रिपेयर करने से ही, सीईटी के प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट करने से ही वर्बल में 30 प्लस स्कोर करना है, 35 प्लस स्कोर करना नहीं स्टार्ट करता है. या कोई भी बंदा सीईटी का फर्स्ट मॉक देते से ही 140 स्कोर नहीं करता. एवरीवन स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 70, 80, 90, 120, 100 etc. and then reaches to 140 or whatever XYZ score. So you need a different perspective if you're stuck at a particular score or a particular stage in your preparation, and what you need is a proper guidance, peer group and mentorship, which we are there to give you and to provide you. Feel free to reach out to us for that.
Yeah, and just to give examples, so Shreekanth said, I have 2 examples. One is Amandeep, who is on the chat right now, Amandeep Saluja, and second is Shreekanth Ankit. So when Amana told me about his strategy for verbal, I learned a lot from him. He was a junior, like he's a junior now. He was a senior in undergrad college, but now he's a junior in JBIMS, and I learned a lot from how he studied verbal. And I thought that's a completely different thing that I should apply. And in CET 2021, I went and applied that later. Like I used his strategy to get better marks in verbal there. So even though it didn't matter for me what was happening in CET, I did that, and he got through. He got it 99.96. I didn't care about the test, so it didn't matter to how much I scored. But the point is, it's very important to have this peer group, right? I had my sister as well, who was in JBIMS a year before. She was in batch of 2021. So I had her guidance as well. And I think Shreekanth and Ankit also, like, they were a part of the same group when they were preparing. So Ankit had kind of guided Shreekanth on how to attempt verbal better in a second attempt. And that's how the peer group helps. We are 6 of us who are ready to do this way. Like, 6 of us, just whatever questions you have. And again, not only related to CET. So just, the entire idea of this was to provide something. Like, TTP was formed only so that we can have a platform where we are able to help aspirants the way we would have wanted to be helped, or to give more like what we were given, something like that, just to give back to the so, guys, I've added the links for the chat for the Telegram group in the description and in the chat, so you can check that out. And the Instagram link is in the description, so you can, if you ever want to reach out to us personally, you can reach out over there as well. And the website link is also in the chat. It's thetoppercentile.co.in. So in case you don't know, just type it out. You'll get it. And the Telegram chat is there. So just join everything so that you stay updated on these things, right? It's very important to
do. People are asking about the sources for practice for quants or for any topic. The source for practice is the top percentile course. You have more than 250 plus practice tests. I'm repeating it again and again because there's so many questions in one place. You don't need to buy a separate book, go to this XYZ 50 question ka PDF, 100 question ka PDF and then solve, which came randomly in some Telegram group or WhatsApp group. We have a trusted source. The practice tests which we are providing are made by JBIMS alumni, are monitored by JBIMS alumni. So these are tried and tested questions which generally tend to come in the CET exam as well. So focus on them. Also, there are a couple of questions where people are asking that they tend to do a lot of silly mistakes. So Dhruv, who is my batchmate from VJT, is asking a lot of silly mistakes are happening in the exam. So why does silly mistake happen? So see, there one more thing in your preparation phase is the fatigue thing which you need to keep in your mind. If you think about CET constantly for let's say the next 80 days, हर दिन सिर्फ CET का ही सोच रहे हो, सुबह शाम रात को, every time, your brain will get bored, it will get fatigued कि यार बस हो गया. There's a point where you realize कि यार अभी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, or you tend to lose track. So before I've repeated this, answers couple of times in my previous videos as well. Before giving the mock, or how to give a mock, or what mock is exactly, what mock exactly is. So think of it in this way. जो practice test होता है, that is your practice run, that is your area where you practice, that is the area, you can call it a gym, जहाँ पे तुम practice कर. A mock is a place where you perform. A mock is not a place where you practice your questions. Mock में practice नहीं होता. Mock में तुमने जो practice किया है उसका result दिखता है. That is your performance which you might give in the D day, right? So mock का analysis के लिए you are performing on the mock and then you analyze your mock, etc. So उस mock के लिए you have to be in the same mentality as you give any entrance exam like CET, CAT, या तुमने engineering में महाराष्ट्र CET अगर दिया होगा तो वो focus से देना है. And if you are not giving it with that focus now, silly mistakes will tend to happen. So think of mock as a place where you are not practicing but performing. And if your performance is low, that is because you are mentally not prepared to give that performance. You are thinking कि हाँ ये तो practice test है, तो practice mock है, मैं ऐसे ही देके छोड़ देता हूँ. So that is the reason why silly mistakes tend to happen, because your brain might be fatigued. That might be one reason. Other thing is you have to completely prepare कि यहाँ पे मुझे perform करना है. Every mock counts. Mock में तुमको देखना है कि क्या rank आ रहा है, and then basis that you will judge. Because there are a lot of consequences of giving a mock. अगर mock में score low आ गया ना, तुम्हारे next 10 days पे उसका बहुत effect पड़ेगा. अगर mock में score बहुत अच्छा आ गया ना, again तुम्हारे next 10 days के preparation पे या next entire preparation days पे बहुत effect पड़ेगा, because you have to judge yourself on the basis of your mock score. So prepare, mentally be prepared to give your best during the mock. And silly mistakes का एक ही reason है that you are not entirely prepared, or your mental strength is not at that level to give a mock. So you can do meditation before giving a mock, do breathing exercise for 5 or 10 minutes. Apart from that, there are a couple of more tricks. So अगर 2.5 hours का mock दे रहे हो तो उसके mock start करने के 1 hour पहले या half an hour पहले warm up जैसे you can go through a couple of questions, go through previous mocks के silly mistakes, देखो कि क्या क्या silly mistakes किया है. Treat it as some kind of an exercise. जैसे अगर कोई मैराथन भाग रहा है तो वो सीधा क्या बोलते हैं, whistle बजाते से भागना थोड़ी चालू करेगा. You know, he'll do some warm up exercises, he'll do some stretching, and then he'll do that. You know, think of it in that way. हर एक problem का एक solution है, right? If you approach it in this way, then you'll realize कि हाँ, these are the areas where I'm lacking, and then I can, you know, develop on it. So this would be my answer for people who are thinking कि बहुत सारे mistakes हो रहा है.
It's a very nice answer, honestly. It encompasses everything. And when he said marathon, I just remembered Shreekanth used to run a lot when we were preparing for CET. And I just want to make one thing very, like, the reason I'm bringing this up is because even though CET is getting delayed, just keep in mind that you need to have some outlet or doing something else. CET prep is great, but please make sure you're doing something else as well. We had our outlets, we used to do other things, and that's what helped us score better. And a lot of times you make silly mistakes in mocks because you are not spending time doing other things. Like many times you would want to, you know, do something else. That break would help you a lot. Like a small break that you take, that might help you a lot more than constantly doing mock, or constantly doing CET work. That is another thing that helps a lot because your brain is fresh. You won't make those mistakes anymore. So keep that one thing in mind as well, right?
Yeah, please like the video, guys. There are more than 40 plus people. We have lesser likes, so if you like, it will motivate us better.
Vikram, should I join tier 3 college when I'm going to apply for CET? The thing is, when you do an MBA, just remember that you're doing it once, right? And I think Shreekanth has already spoken about what an MBA is going to give to you. He's already mentioned what are the points where it's going to help you, how one college differs from the other. Don't think of an MBA as just a thing on your degree. Once you are from that college, you are from that college, you are a part of the alumni base, and you can talk to anybody there. Like if one of us, if Shreekanth or I go to LinkedIn, reach out to some senior in JP, they will respond. We know what they'll respond because our LinkedIn profile will have JBIMS alum of 21, right? 22. So we'll have that tag there. We'll know who to talk to, and directly our LinkedIn profile only will tell them that okay, cool, we should respond to them. And that's how it works for us as well. If we see a tag that if someone reaches out to us and the tag is there, we would respond to them faster or with a better answer. You know, that's how the normal brain works. And that's how these things happen. So that's why just keep in mind that if you are trying for CET, please go for JB. That is going to make a difference. Don't go for colleges that are par if you know that, you know, or worse if you know that you can do better. That's the main thing here. When it comes to one-on-one mentoring, we don't have one-on-one mentoring right now. We have group mentoring, and how that's going to take place would be that we'll announce a topic beforehand. I personally broadcast a message to each and every TTP student. I send out a personal WhatsApp message to each of you, and I'll be telling you what time it is and what the topic would be. Maybe having that conversation for an hour and a half. When I was in Himachal, it went on for 2 hours when I was doing it with Aditya. So many times you just keep answering based on the questions you ask. And the topic would be related to the feedback that you've given us. So for example, if you want a topic only on, let's say, mock taking, then we'll keep a session on mock taking. If you want something which is completely different, like the finance one that I've taken recently, we can have one on that. If you want on consulting, we'll do that. The idea is that we'll give you what you want based on what you ask for and the question that you ask in that day and how to help you the most. For people who are doing jobs, there'll be a session on how to do it with jobs. For the ones who are not doing jobs in college, Harsh and I can take one on that. We already listed down a lot of topics that we want to take lives on. It's just about taking them now and having students who want them will ask questions related to those topics, right? On YouTube, what happens is that we have one session, then there'll be 1,000 questions about other topics, so we can't do that. But here we'll have focus sessions which you need to attend based on what help you'll get from that point, right? And this is the mentoring part. Apart from this, we have the course. Apart from this, we have the ebooks and topics and everything else that would fit there as well. And
one more thing we do. One more thing which we do is I particularly in every of the mentorship session, I ask students to raise their hands individually. If anyone has any question, they can ask. If they are stuck in a particular question and they are trying to get out of a particular situation, I'm stuck at 100 or I'm stuck at XYZ, or these are the particular areas where I'm stuck at, maybe verbal or maybe quants, I will particularly answer that person in the mentoring session, and it'll be mutually beneficial for the entire audience who are in that group mentoring session as well. Everyone will learn something out of it. So that is the way we conduct our mentoring session. We try to cover each and everyone's stuff. Apart from that, Razor has asked what should be the strategy to study each day so that you cover each and every topic, questions per topic per day. So Razor, simple answer, as I've answered it earlier as well. What you should do is there is a video as well which I've made. How to cover the CET syllabus or how to prepare for CET in 7 to 8 weeks. Apart from that, what you should keep in mind is to solve 100 questions every day, which I've repeatedly said in every live wherein I was there, or I say this to each and every of my students, is to solve 100 questions every day. And coming to questions per topic per day, I would don't फोकस ऑन कि हाँ आज मैंने इतना करना है सिर्फ इतना ही करके और नेक्स्ट डे में वो करना है. I have done the CET preparation for 2 years. Apart from that, I have coached students from the last 2 years as well. And during the entire time, I have seen people making big charts, big plans कि ये करना है वो करना है. कुछ नहीं होता, we tend to lose track. Something comes up urgently, we are doing job or etc. XYZ. But something comes up and we miss that thing, and we have to plan it again. So keep it very simple. And by simple, I mean 100 questions every day. Apart from that, 3 DI sets, 3 RCs, and 3 puzzles. Right? So what are the 100 questions exactly? It could be of any topic. So आज तुमने LR का कर लिया या फिर your हर topic के 25 questions कर लिया वो भी चलेगा. You can solve 2 topics from quants. You can solve 2 topics from LR. Don't make detailed plan. Make an outline plan कि LR मुझे 100 questions करना है. ये topics के हैं. Practice test में इतने questions है. Done. Move on next. It will take you around 20 days or 17 days, as I mentioned, to complete our entire course. 14 days to 20 days, and that will be more than enough. Or it might take you more than 1 month also. Fine, you have 80 plus days, right? So 30 days भी अगर जाता है, no big deal. You can still give the entire amount of time which you have, and still you will have time left for your preparation. Yeah.
Riyaz asked how many variable puzzles should we practice? How many max? How many variables? I think 3 is already more than enough. 3 is max. I don't think you should more than that. And just a side note, KD, even if you retracted your message, I mean, if this video has not been useful for you, it's fine. I mean, we've answered all questions here. It's up to you if it's been useful or not. We've done what we wanted to do, but it's fine. You can comment whatever you want. It doesn't matter to us. But if there are any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us later. I don't know if there are other questions that we've not answered. About the timetable, again, Shreekanth has already made a video on this about how to study in the last 2 months, how to study in 4 weeks, 7 weeks, etc. And yeah, you can, I mean, that does solve what it would be. It's mainly about how to cover the syllabus, right? Shreekanth has answered that. You solve 100 questions a day, you'll be done with what you want to do. You'll be done with how much, you'll be finishing syllabus, you'll be solving questions. It's only a matter of how much practice you put in. And if you're serious about it, you will practice. That's how it works.
Yeah. So on an ending term, we'd like to say there is a flash sale going on, 1,000 rupees off on all our courses. So if you haven't purchased, I'd suggest you go for it. It will be helpful for your CET prep. There are a lot of reviews which are posted on our Telegram group as well, which are in the links in our description, or you can go into the about section of our YouTube channel. You can find the link over there. Everything which we do is in the end to help you guys. You can watch each and every videos from our top percentile channel. There are more than 110 videos, and I don't think any video is useless, or any video we have blabbered something which is not important. You can go through each and every video. You will find some content which will indirectly help you in some ways or directly help you in some ways. We have timestamps as well for your benefits. There are more than 10, 20 plus toppers interview in our course. People who have scored more than 99.99, 99.96, 99.95. Go and learn from them. Everything is there in your hands. Nothing is there in our channel for you to waste your time. Everything is there. Go on, make the most out of it. You utilize it as much as you can, and hoping to see you in JBIMS next year. Thank you.
Yeah, like just if you noticed, most of the answer that we give is that we already made a video on this. So just go back to the videos, you'll find each and every topic answered here. So if you are serious about it, go through our channel, you yourself enjoy it, and it'll be worth answering. Just Aman, how do you maintain motivation? Again, Shreekanth mentioned it, go through topper interviews. That is what helped us the most, and that's why we record them. And we're recording a lot of them soon. We'll be recording a lot with the newer batch soon, so that's also there. We'll be having sessions with the toppers as well. Aman, Ninad, Aditya, Karthik, and Akash. They'll all be coming on the channel and they'll be answering questions. We'll get even more of them to answer. So we'll have a lot of these interactions. I'll be able to ask them questions directly. But again, just to top it off. Thank you, Akshat. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But thanks, guys. It was nice answering your questions. We'll see you in the next live or the next few videos. Have a good night and see you.
Yeah. Also contact us on Instagram and Telegram. There is a link even in Instagram for our Telegram group, and you can contact us from there. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Good night.